The project that we're doing, Red Dirt and Pot Liquor, talks about legacy. What kind of legacy would you like to have?
Joy.
Probably love.
Well, like I said, I hope they look at me and say that I was a positive influence in their lives.
Mm-hmm. Honor yourself, honor your mentors, honor your bloodline.
I'd like to be remembered for that faith that you spoke of.
I want my children to know that, like I always say, irrespective of what is attached to the names, that you're going to pass through difficult times, but if you put your trust steadfast, I am not here to preach, but I know that He is going to see you through. And I want all of you, everyone, all the grandchildren, don't matter what it is, make sure that you stay and you know who He is, that He is true, and carry that to the next generation.
Moon marked and touched by sun, my magic is unwritten, but when the sea turns back, it will leave my shape behind. I seek no favor, untouched by blood, unrelenting as the curse of love, permanent as my errors or my pride. I do not mix love with pity, nor hate with scorn. And if you would know me, look into the entrails of Uranus, where the restless oceans pound.
This is a great city. Mm-hmm. This is a can-do city.
That's true.
This is a can-do city. We've been through so many changes, and even now with certain things that are in the process of happening.
You know, the neighbors watched out for us. Everybody watched out for us. The church, the neighbors. And you know, I don't see that in the community right now. Well, I'm not giving up. We can always learn, you know, and that helps to stimulate my brain and my body.
I went to high school in Newark. I went to Arts High.
Yeah?
Oh, I was going to be the best artist.
Okay, visual artist?
I was going to be a visual artist.
Mm-hmm.
I loved fashion design. Mm-hmm. I loved also ceramics.
Okay.
And in fact, when I got to college, I wasn't art. I was a double major, but one of my majors was art. Mm-hmm. But, you know, Arts High was the place to be then, and it was a good experience.
I graduated from Arts High School, and then I went into graphic art, and I never went to college. I never graduated from college for art. You know, I took some courses, but I never graduated from college. But I had a wonderful mentor who taught me everything he knew. Rudy Martin. He worked for the Newark Public Schools, which was Newark Board of Education at that time, and he taught me everything he knew. He was a fine artist. He was a graphic artist.
I want my children to remember that, you know how your parents will say, I want to give my children what I didn't have. I want my children to know that I gave them the best that I had, which was Islam.
When I went to a masjid in Newark on South Orange Avenue and realized that it was one that wasn't at that time a part of the Nation of Islam, I heard the message for the first time about how God was one, how all of the Abrahamic faiths came from the same God, how we all worshiped the same God, although we may use different languages, different names, how we all had the same prophets. This is what I heard day one, and day one I accepted it. And I've been Muslim since the age of, that must have been, I was like 18 maybe, 17 or 18, and now I'm 64. So how has it sustained me? It's given me what I need to know what my purpose is in life, along with a set of guidelines, along with a set of, okay, this is how you get from point A to point B. This is what your purpose is here. This is what you do in order to make sure that your life is peaceful, make sure that your family's life is peaceful, make sure that your living and your dying are not in vain. And so this is why I remained Muslim, and this is why I believe as I believe.
What kind of mother raised you?
My mother is always a teacher. So, you know, she's always been an educator. And I think that's how she mothered. Okay, so for instance, I don't even know if she remembers this, but she would always tell me, everything in life is a choice. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it. Just realize there are consequences with that. So if you don't want to go to school, you don't have to go to school. But then you got to get a job, because you can't stay here without working. You know, if you don't want to do something, realize you're not going to reap the benefits of whatever that is. If you don't want to work hard, then you're not going to get whatever it is you were trying to get, because you're not working hard. But just realize everything that you do in life is a choice. So don't complain about what you have to do, because you don't have to do it. You make the choice to do something.
She's a smart woman. Very smart, very creative. If she sees something that benefits the family, she go out and get it. My father would fuss, "You're spending the money," but everything was concrete, educational.
I'm still learning how to love certain people at certain times, and I pray that they'll be able to pick up on that. And it's not all about you. What you get is not for you. It's for you to give away to somebody else who can use it, and that including the love that you share.
When I was born, we lived in the North Ward for 2 years, but the South Ward is where I grew up. And on my dad's side, which is the Wheeler side, I have to add this, that we've been here in Newark for 200 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah.
No matter what's going on, you have this yearning, like, I haven't been home in a while, so I have this yearning to go home. So it's really just being in the company of my brothers and sisters, and us getting together and talking about, you know, old times, talking about, you know, our brothers and our sisters that are no longer here, and the impact that they've had on our lives. And then watching all of my nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews, and I have a bunch. So yeah, just being in company with my family.
I want my son and daughter to be able to understand legacy. Just don't leave this world without leaving a stamp. I want them to have an impact in whatever it is that they want to do.
Don't expect legacy, and don't expect that you have to win money to have a good life, because you make life what it is.
And heard my son scream all the way from Anza. For peace he never knew, I learned Da Nang and Pork Chop Hill, and in anguish. Now my nostrils know the gas, and these triggers tire their fingers. Seek the softness in my warrior's beard. I am a black woman, tall as a cypress, strong beyond all definition, still defying place and time and circumstance, assailed, impervious, indestructible. Look on me and be renewed. I am a black woman.